Hey folks, welcome back to Bama Performance Advanced Chainsaws. You're back with us, Nick the Forester, and tonight we are going to put back together our Mcculloch SP81 A block. So I've already got her cleaned up, and we are about to get her rocking and rolling. So I'm going to have to put on a little bit of Moto Seal. Just a second. Try to get this lined up best we can. All right. So first off, I'm gonna do the head first. I kind of always go back and forth on which side I like to do better. We'll start off with the head, then we'll go to the crank and whatnot, and lastly we'll end with our oil tank. So let's put a nice little layer on here. Make sure you get some in that groove. Or at least I like to put some in that groove. Make sure we get nice even coating. Don't have to be super thick. Honestly, if it's thinner, the better, especially toward the inside. If you want it thick anywhere, put it toward the outside. And yeah, a little touch more there. There we go. All right, let's get this bearing pocket. A little bit more. We'll start up here and then we'll work our way back in the pocket. Just make sure you got enough. Just want a nice even coat. Got some right there. All right, that should do it. Now, what I'm gonna do, or at least try to do, is put a thin coat on these bearings. Just a thin guy. Rotate her around. And then we're going to slide her off in. Just know the thinner you put this stuff, the quicker it will dry. So just know that. Know that going in. Alright, that should be enough on that guy. Get a little bit on this guy. More on the outside than anything. The more you put on the inside, the more apt it is to go inside the motor. If you didn't know. Alright. So now, let's get her in the right direction. Let's try to sit her on down in there. And I already went ahead and lubed up the cylinder. Alright, seems like we made a pretty decent seal there. Alright, let's get our oil tank side. Try and make it fairly quick. Put a little bit down this pocket. Go down, go ahead and get in this pocket. Sure you got something around that pin. If you have some just a little bit on that side, you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. You can always wipe it off right when you get done. Main thing, make sure you got a good coat on the outside. Like I said, if you don't, that's where you're going to have an air leak. So on some of these inner edges, it's needed technically, but it's not the end of the world. There you go. Sure we got a good little seal on that one. And we'll finish up back here. Alright, let's see how well we did at lining everything up. Seems a little off. Let's make sure she rotates. She does. Sure the pin is good. That should be pretty good. Alright, grab your bolts. I like to put just a touch around the heads. Make sure they don't leak. There we go. And you could put just a dab on the threads. Not the biggest thing. It'll help seal up the other side. Alright, let's start dropping her down. Helps when you can actually see all of it. Alright, there's one. Helps when you have this stuff already pre-laid out. You know? Should have done a little bit better job about that. That's alright. Put dab on the threads. There we go. Set that guy up in there just because I didn't see it. I know that one's always fun. Go. Oh yeah, looks like we'll have plenty squish out. Get some of this guy. Just dab on the threads. I said this helps where it won't leak out on the other side either, which is a good thing. This one's always the funnest one. This one way up here by the oiler. So, gotta put her needle nose. See if I can get it go in its home. There we go. Let's grab that last one, and then we'll start. Oh, dropped one. There she is. Then we'll start tightening her down. Okay. Just a dab on the threads. And it's more than a dab. That'll be alright. pick her up. Oh no. Now we really dropped her. Come on now, you. Go in your home. Said it helps. You got good light. I need to charge my headset. Headlamp. There we go. Alright, now we're all down. Let's see if I have the right socket. Go ahead and get some of these started. Some of them can be a pair. This one up here by the oiler. It's never fun. We'll just start getting them snug, and then we'll go around and do these guys. One. I always like to do an alternating pattern. I don't know if it helps, but just how I was taught assembling really anything. Let's just do a rotating pattern. Do, 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 do. Alright, that should give us adequate squish all the way around. Pierce that way. Alright, let's throw a little motor seal on these guys. These much less likely to leak, so you can just throw a little dab on the threads. That's where I've seen them leak. I have been able to pull these out, clean them off, throw some sealer on the threads, and then be fine. And if you want to, you can throw a little bit up on the head. Really not necessary, but added insurance, you know. So I always like to look at it. Just a little bit of added insurance. Longest one always goes back up in here. Here we go. Next longest one also goes in the back. Two shortest ones up front. We'll start at the head on this one. That should be more than enough. We'll do it like that. Just a titch down here on the ends of the threads. Yeah, you just touch more than that. This case of motor seal is about done with. That should do it. That'll be plenty. That guy goes back there. Then we got these little guys up front. And yes, I am going to replace this anti-vibe. She is very ugly. That was a little too much. There you go. This one, depends on which one's got the better head. That one I'm gonna sit right here. It's got a better head on it. And then this guy. We'll start with the threads first. Then we'll go up to the head. And then once we get these started, go on to the other side. That should be more than plenty. Said just want to get them started. Not really worried about getting them whacked down yet. Clean that off. Seal up our motor seal. Find your socket or your wrench, 1/4 inch. Don't forget it. I said I just want to get these started. Once they're most of the way down, or once they're a little ways, we'll go ahead and tighten our other ones. Alright, that one's good enough for girls I'm going with. For this, I use my extension. That one's tight. Go ahead and start getting this guy down. That one's just snugged. Now let's go back and snug up the rest of these. Go here first. I like to do by half turns. So half once it's snug. Half. Go across. Get it snug back up. Half. Half. Yeah, you see we even popped out a little bit more. Popped out just a titch more. There's nothing wrong with that. Start back over. I like to give them almost half. Should be more than plenty. That one's already pretty tight. But worst thing you want to do is break one off. Yeah, that one's more than tight. I'm gonna turn it down now. Tight. Let's go up here to the last one. More than tight. More than tight. Alright. Let's start working on our other guys. So done with that guy. Now we got this guy. You start wherever you want to. We'll start up here. Get it snug. I always have to, because of this lip on this right here, I always have to pull it off. Just snug. Then we'll go up here, come to this guy. Just snug. Snug. And then this one's always fun because I don't want to take off the oil there right now, so we're just going to try to get it going. Get her most of the way down, and we'll just snug her up with a wrench. Alright, that should be more tight. More than plenty tight. So we got good sealer all the way around. I think we'll be alright. Rotate freely, so that's always important. That guy looks good on that side. So now what you could do is let your sealer dry. Or you could go ahead and wipe it. Either way, I'll probably go ahead and wipe it. And you're done. At least with this part. Clean up just a little bit here and there. So most of it's already starting to dry up. Try to make sure we're good there. Appears so. Going on around. Good, looks good, looks good. Then we'll work our way onto this guy. Like to come up here, go that way first. Then we'll come up here, kind of work that way. Yeah, she started drying up pretty quick. Pretty darn quick. You don't have to do this. Really don't. I just do it because I like to. Sorry, just trying to make sure that goes empty. Really, these don't matter. Only good if you're using a 2-piece coil of points. I'm not going to do that, so we are good. Alright. Now we are good. Man, that feels good. Feels real nice and good. Now, this base is pretty rough. What I'm probably going to end up doing for this guy is I probably am going to motor seal a gasket on there. If I don't, I'm going to use grease on the gasket and cinch it pretty tight. Just because it's so kind of hammered on. And then I actually do have plugs for these decomps. I've located a Allen head bolt that will work. And should take care of any decomp issues that may arise. Yeah, she looks pretty darn good. Let's see. Oh yeah, she should have pretty decent compression. Should have pretty decent. So next order of business is going to be sealing up that and starting to put everything on together. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit of this. Try to get some of these paper towels and whatnot out of the way. Sorry, I've got a bunch of different projects going on at the same time. As y'all know, I'm notorious for it. So yeah, let's go ahead and start cleaning some of this up. Trying to adapt a good carb for my 125. Trying to get rid of this single jet Tilly. Yeah, it's a single jet, as you can see right there. There's your low speed, there's your idle. Single jet Tilly. Trying to come up with a solution to bypass that. First thoughts are this is a clone. Granted, it's got a true Walboro top end on, or diaphragm cover on it right now, but this is a RWJ4 from like a 372. It's a 22 millimeter bore, 19 millimeter venturi, so it should flow enough air. Question is, will it flow enough fuel? Did have to take down our high idle off our choke. We'll have to rearrange our choke, but this one has, being that's aftermarket, it can actually go either way. So I just gotta remove and flip our lever. And then I gotta grind off this collar on these, what's called, so I can get to them. But other than that, so far it looks like it'll be a good candidate. Another potentially good candidate, which this one's a little smaller, it's probably the same diameter as the, yeah, it is this is off of a pull-in 455, I think. Only thing is the choke is definitely wrong. Have to swap it out, but it's a Walbro WJ9. I think it's 18.5 inch bore, 17.5 inch venturi. I know the throttle would work. It is governed. It's got a governor right there / there. Does not have an impulse, but that's easy. Biggest thing would be making the choke work. So that's another option. So yeah, next up, I'm probably going to pull off that mount, and we will find another one. I think I got a few used ones. They're in decent shape that I'll throw on this one. I'm not throwing it, not throwing a new old stock set on this. This all is rough to start with, so I'm not gonna put brand new parts off in it. It's not worth it, truly. It's worth getting running, but other than that, it's not worth that much more. So we'll put some decent mounts off in it, get a new boot in it. We'll check on the seals once it's back together, new impulse line, plug off the decomp, and we'll see how she goes. This was a, if you're just tuning in, this is a block, so this should be the tightest bore out of any of the Macs. B blocks were the second, C's were the sloppiest. I rarely come across a C block, rarely. And this one accepts either electronic or points. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. If I do go with a points coil, I will swap it to a chip. That's just what I'm going to do. It's not worth trying to put a set of points in it. These chips nowadays, the ones I get, seem to be pretty reliable. I've got some that have been running for 5-6 years now. Haven't hiccuped a lick, so we'll just see. I think that's about it. Yeah, we'll get her slowly back going together, but for now I'm gonna pull off this mount, go through my stash, find a decent set for it. If I remember right, the other one's crappy too. I could be wrong. Let's see. Did I throw it down in here? How crappy is it? Yeah, she pretty gone. I always save these even though they're junky. I'll save it, and I can reuse them. They won't be great, but it'll be something. For if I have a saw that truly does not have any. This one's really honestly not that bad. We may leave this guy. She's a little sloppy on this side, but this side's pretty tight, so we'll probably leave that guy. We'll find a decent one to put up here. That's the one you're gonna feel the most anyways. So without making this video much longer, I appreciate you watching. Like what you saw, please hit the like button. Want to see more, hit the subscribe button. We will catch y'all on the next one. Thanks, y'all.